Greetings everyone. In this video I'm going to share inner alchemy.
Greetings! This infinite source truth is made possible by the generous contributions and support of viewers like you. Please consider making a contribution now. Thank you.
Alright, so I am making public the information regarding inner alchemy, and you need to be asking your source self at this time if it benefits you to try to complete the inner alchemy or not. Many of you have a lot of time on your hands. You need to have gone through the self-hypnosis videos to clear out the things that could hinder you in completing the inner alchemy. And you really need to know that this is an illusionary matrix game. And if you can and do, then the inner alchemy should be much easier for you because you realize it's an illusion. So let's get started.
So I know that I have said that the inner alchemy is the ultimate goal. Well, you had to complete the inner alchemy in order to be able to exit this matrix and win the game on your own. And with the completion of the inner alchemy comes many, many benefits. First off, you will not be able to complete the inner alchemy if you have animal meat, flesh, blood, fish, and anything with a heart. You have to have removed it for at least 30 days before you will be able to complete the inner alchemy. You need to have balanced all your frequencies. You cannot have a fear frequency and be able to successfully complete the inner alchemy. You have 5 frequencies within you, and I'm going to be talking about that in a different video, but they need to be balanced and harmonized with each other for you to be able to complete the inner alchemy. If you have any kind of unforgiveness, you will not be able to get a good connection with your infinite source self, and that will keep you from completing the inner alchemy. This is a process, and it's not something that you can just, after 30 days getting rid of your meat, simply be able to step into. I know you hear about it and you think it's going to be the cure-all of everything and you're going to become this powerful creator and nothing's going to hold you back. But there are a few things that you need to realize about the inner alchemy process. When you're ready for it, you're going to know how to complete it. There will be an inner knowing. You need, before you invest a lot of your energy into trying to accomplish the inner alchemy, you need to ask your infinite source self if you are ready for it, if it will benefit you at this point in time to perform the inner alchemy. If you are able to, for one thing, and if it will benefit you. Now, since the game has been won, and every source player now has benefit of that win, you have won the game. You have escaped the matrix. Now you want the inner alchemy so that you can gain more access to source knowledge for yourself and be able to be a more powerful creator of your reality and your experience within this matrix game. You're still going to have to do the work. There is no shortcut. Although it has been shortened because prior to the win of the game, source players spent their entire lifetimes trying to accomplish the inner alchemy and still not succeed. Things have changed. Things are now more towards benefiting and assisting source players in their desires and their goals. Your motives for completing the inner alchemy are also important to know. Is it your ego that's wanting you to complete the inner alchemy, or is it a genuineness of wanting to be whole and complete and have your source truth knowledge easily accessible to you? What are the motives? If it's the ego, you're not going to be able to complete it, and you'll be investing energy into it without benefit. You would be better off focusing your energy on your visualizations and mastering that skill. The inner alchemy is not Kundalini. Kundalini is a counterfeit for the source, truth, inner alchemy work. The Kundalini is connected with the chakra systems and the higher self matrix system. And the higher self is not your source self. It is a counterfeit, as is the Holy Spirit and many other things. They are all counterfeits of your source self. You are source. Your soul is the container for your source self fractal. Your soul is not even your source self fractal. It is simply the container, the cage, that thing that is keeping you here, containing you. Before you do the inner alchemy, you need to have successfully completed all of the self-hypnosis videos. And if you haven't done them, then you still need to be able to totally and completely forgive everyone that has offended you in this game. You need to have removed all sin and karma programming and religious programming from your subconscious. And if you are holding any unforgiveness against anyone or about any script or life event that you have experienced, you will not be able to successfully complete the inner alchemy. Now, it is possible to complete the inner alchemy and it be too soon for you to really benefit from it, because it takes a maturity to be able to handle the inner alchemy. It's not something to be rushed up to and fling open the doors and try to run through. It's something that needs to be contemplated and thought upon. Your source self connection needs to be strong. You need to be stable. Your emotions need to be stable. You need to realize that this is an illusion and what this game really is. You need to know these things before you try to invest the energy to accomplish the inner alchemy. You do not need music or brain waves or any of that stuff to accomplish the inner alchemy. It is actually better if you can simply lay down on the bed, flat on your back, and visualize and accomplish the merging of your energy fields yourself. There are no books, videos, or information out there about this process. Your infinite source self will show you how to complete that inner alchemy. There is a lot of fear based around the Kundalini, and the Kundalini is the counterfeit. And so, yes, rightly so, there was concern because the Kundalini is not what you want. That should never be your intent. It is the inner alchemy that you are performing, and the Kundalini is tied to your sexual energy. And the inner alchemy is not tied to your sexual energy, orgasmic energy, like the Kundalini is. Now let me explain something else to you about what the inner alchemy will do and what it isn't going to do. The inner alchemy will remove the desire for sex, the desire for orgasm. You will be whole and complete because your male and female energies will have been united within you. And so from that aspect alone, you will not be distracted and diverted by the sexual urges that you currently experience outside of wholeness. So by not having those urges, you have that energy now to focus onto your creative visualizations and powers, your empowerment. Now, if you think that completing the inner alchemy is all of a sudden going to give you all the knowledge of everything there is in the universe and you are just going to be all knowing and all of that, then you will be disappointed, because it is just the opening of the door that gives you access to that information and knowledge. It is not automatically all downloaded to you. And if your motives for the inner alchemy is to gain all of that information and knowledge and power, then the motives alone will hinder you and prevent you from accomplishing that which you so desire. You see, you have to have the desire, but the desire and the motives behind it have to be right motives and desires, or you will not be able to accomplish it. You will simply get frustrated and waste your energy. Now, what happens once you complete the inner alchemy? You really don't experience any tremendous changes in your life initially, immediately. Other than the fact you no longer have the sexual urges and you have a sense of being, a sense of wholeness, a sense of completeness, and a sense of connection to who you really are, your source self connection. Then, as your source self, according to your frequency level, determines your ability to handle information and your desire to obtain the information, you will receive the information gradually. It won't all just be downloaded to you instantaneously. It will be a gradual process, because you see, your body is not used to this, and even the frequency rise, you can't jump huge frequency leaps without there being symptoms and difficulties for your body, your physical body, to catch up to the frequency of your other frequency levels. There has to be a harmonious balance within your 5 frequencies. You see, you're more than one frequency. You have 5 frequencies. And they all have to be at the right level to be harmonious together to unlock the inner alchemy and allow you to be able to complete these things. Right to start with, before you even consider it, you have to have given up the alcohol, smoking, recreational drugs. That includes marijuana, smoking, all of that. You have to have given up the animal meat, flesh, blood, fish, and anything with a heart for at least 30 days. This used to take years for people. Before the game was won, it took a very long time to be able to get their frequency high enough to master this and to know it. So this is a unique time that we are living in. And there are possibilities now that have never really been able to be realized before. And it is a wonderful thing. I'm going to say, be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself, and know that you can accomplish this, but everything has to line up for it to unlock for you. It's worth the journey, but patience and a determination to maintain the path will be required.
Now, what does the inner alchemy do for you? When you have gotten to the highest frequency level of 11, and if you have completed the inner alchemy, then you have unlocked the top of your soul cage. And unlocking the top of your soul cage allows your energies that are in this game that have not been confined to synergy cells within soul cages. It allows those energies to be tapped into you when and if you reach frequency level 11. Because the soul cage top door will not open unless you have a full synergy cell, you have completed inner alchemy, and you are at frequency level 11. That is what's required to open the top of your soul cage. It is most beneficial to achieve that in this game, as prior to the shared win, it would have been required of every source player in order to win the game for themselves and escape the matrix. Now you're going to escape the matrix regardless because of the shared win. But if you want to unlock more in this game for yourself, then that is a process that you would need to achieve. Your intent to combine your male and female energies are really the key in completing the inner alchemy. You can do it. Now, if you find the work that I've done in the Matrix and the information that I'm sharing to be of benefit to you, then it benefits you to say thank you with a gift via PayPal. The link is in the description box below. Abundance, health, and prosperity to you.